With St. Lucia's torpid court system snarled under a significant stack of backlogged cases, lawmakers are considering a bold initiative to alleviate the burden. During Tuesday's sitting of the House of Assembly, they debated amendments to the Criminal Code and Supreme Court bill that would introduce judge-alone trials.
Why would you want to proceed with the judge-alone trials when traditionally we have a judge and a jury trial which have been around for 800 years? Why do you want a judge-alone trials? Well, judge-alone trials would be suited for certain types of cases. You may have a high-profile case, a serious case, a murder trial, a long and complex case which involves technical evidence. You may have a case which engenders pre-trial publicity. Graphic evidence may be led in a trial. You may have allegations of intimidation or threat to jurors or bias. So you may want to have a judge-alone trials.
Attorney General Leslie Mondesi emphasized that this approach is not unprecedented, as countries such as Antigua, St. Kitts, the Cayman Islands, Belize, and Jamaica have already adopted it. He noted that this change could provide a much-needed solution to streamline the judicial process and address the growing backlog.
There have been skeptics as to judge-alone trials. And even myself, coming from the defense bar, when I first heard of judge-alone trials, I was a bit skeptical because I like the judge and jury. But over a period of time, you get into it, you realize, yes, it's something that I would consider, and I could see the benefit to the criminal justice system of St. Lucia in terms of the reduction of the backlog of cases. Now, I want to put on the record, Mr. Speaker, that the Criminal Division of the High Court continues to struggle with a significant backlog of criminal cases, and they are unable to dispose of those criminal cases in a timely manner. On average, cases get stuck in the system and may take a couple of years before actually coming to trial.
The hurdles that our legal system, is inundated with, that prevents expeditious hearings and leave persons in prison incarcerated. Lord Denning once said remand is a fanciful name for imprisonment. So whether you're on remand or you're penal, you're in jail, and that's the harsh reality. You're in jail. And so, Mr. Speaker, sometimes the longevity that it takes to dispense justice, that in itself is an injustice.
As of December 2024, figures presented by Acting Deputy of Corrections at the Bodily Correctional Facility, Chris Felix, indicated that 373 inmates were on remand. MP for Castries Central and attorney by profession, Richard Frederick, expressed strong support for the amendments, citing numerous challenges with the jury process.
You need to have police officers going on motorcycles looking for jurors left, right, and center. Some of them, they don't want to come to court because they fear ramifications of their presence in a criminal trial. Then you have bench warrants issued for jurors who don't turn up. So basically the ramifications and all of the rigmarole attached to judge and jury trial, Mr. Speaker, is what has caused us to be extremely dilatory in the dispensation of justice. So I really welcome the amendment to the code. I welcome, Mr. Speaker, everything that is in there, especially the fact that the judge would be arbiter of both fact and law, which is what obtains currently in magistrates' court.
Opposition leader Alain Chasney also endorsed the measure, recalling that during his tenure as Prime Minister in the UWP administration from 2016 to 2021, steps were taken toward implementing judge-alone trials.
And that is why it's very easy for me, Mr. Speaker, to rise today to support this motion. This is a very important step for St. Lucia. We've seen the backlog of cases, and while there may be great expectations that a judge-only trial is going to help expedite those, I think it will, but I don't think that that's the total panacea that we're looking for. There are some other issues that we now have to resolve. I would say to you that for some of the same reasons that the Attorney General has pointed out to Mr. Speaker, the difficulty with a jury. He uses it in nice language, jury tampering. A member from Cass 3 Central spoke about how difficult it is also to be able to get jurors. That this is going to go a long ways in solving that problem. But, Mr. Speaker, as we found out ourselves, this is going to put now a tremendous pressure on the integrity and the ability of our judges. Now, we should not be heartened that a person always has an appeal if they're not happy with the decision. So, we have heard horror stories in the past of jurors being threatened, some jurors being injured, and sadly some jurors yielding to the temptation of what the alternative is. And this is not beyond our own judges. And while we have, Mr. Speaker, through the special branch, security for our judges, I think that this is something that the government is going to have to look at very seriously.
The bill successfully passed the lower house and will be tabled before the upper house at its next sitting on Tuesday, March 18, 2025. Meanwhile, the slow pace of the judicial system continues to raise concerns among stakeholders. Solasha Alfred, HTS News Force.
I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Sitting suspended.
All right.